Sources telling our Malika Andrews that Patrick Beverley left Orlando last night to attend to an emergency personal matter, but he does intend to rejoin the Clippers. He will be subject to retesting and a quarantine before being cleared to work out. And here is Malika live. What can you tell us about Beverley's decision and the protocol for when he comes back for a team that a lot of people believe is the favorite to win the whole thing?
Sure, Greeny. So like you said, Patrick Beverley does intend to rejoin the team. And when he does, he will be subject to, at minimum, a 4-day quarantine when he gets back to Orlando. That's just based on, was he tested regularly, daily when he was away, and did he continue to test negative for coronavirus? So if he does, that's 4 days. If he doesn't, he could be subject to up to a 2-week quarantine when he returns. And that's a big blow for the Clippers, as you know, because not only is he a vocal leader for them on the court, he is their heart and soul off of the court. Kawhi talked yesterday about how they worked out together over the break. And also, when he was in quarantine, Greeny, he was literally banging on his teammates' walls through his room and shouting, "Yo, just checking. Is everybody good?" So that is the type of player that they're missing, let alone their floor general.
Yeah, if he has to quarantine for a short period of time, shouldn't make a big difference. Obviously, 2 weeks with the season starting in 8 days is something else entirely. Next order of business. I was watching yesterday, Anthony Davis and Frank Vogel both going to bat for LeBron for MVP. I'm doing the best I can here. From the players you talk to, who's getting more buzz for that award, LeBron or Giannis?
Well, it's funny because if you talk to LeBron's teammates, they say, you know, you have to look at his age, the amount of time he's been in the league, and what he's able to do. Dowder said that when he was in the Eastern Conference, he would not be able to do or be as dominant as he was when he's in the West. Now he's in the West and he's able to do that. If you talk to Giannis's teammates, they will say, look, we have the best record in the league 2 years in a row. That is what you should be looking at, the impact on wins, and Giannis certainly has that. Talking to players around the league, though, there are a lot of folks who cite LeBron as someone they very much look up to and are impressed with what he's been able to do at this point in his career. But taking a quick poll of some of the writers and media folks who are actually going to be voting on this, I wouldn't be surprised, Greeny, if Giannis comes out as the back-to-back MVP.
Yeah, I think he's actually going to wind up winning by a wide margin, despite all of my protest to the opposite. All right, finally, you had a chance to see the courts. I want everyone to get a chance to see some of these pictures because you had a chance to see the courts that are going to be used for the games. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. Take us through this.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many interesting qualities to this court. One, of course, the NBA has very much made it known up until this point that they were going to be putting Black Lives Matter on the court. But when I saw it, it's not in teeny tiny letters on the side. It is front and center, running down the court in enormous letters. And then in addition to that, there are some interesting different amenities to accommodate for not having fans. Instead of seeing the stands, they have these screens, these LED screens that are all around the arena that they're going to be projecting different things onto, like the make noise signs. There's been some potential for virtual fans and some virtual fans that actually players might recognize, but all of that is still in testing per the NBA right now. And then lastly, one thing that caught my eye is the benches. They are spaced out, so they don't really look like a bench so much as they look like chairs that are set 6 feet apart that actually have signs on them right now that say, please don't move them because they look like they could be so ordinary. But the purpose of that is social distancing for as soon as players get off the floor.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.